And we're back! Like, we finally finished that last side quest. I hope that we still have a few more main quests to go, but it really feels like this might be the finale. But hey, we could have another 2 episodes. Two! I can't believe it. This series was way longer than The Last of Us, but The Last of Us was linear. We gotta remember that. Linear. Lineare. I need food. Okay. This is it. This is the main quest. I am not distracted. I'm ready, Silans. Dick.
Leave. Soon.
Ominous.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence.
I understand.
A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And
that's me.
Voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
I feel like I'm gonna have to escape this place.
Hold for identity.
Oh no. Is my genetics good?
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Are you kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobeck here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command
Good idea.
functions available.
You're
Do
smart.
you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes. But
Yes.
where would be?
Emergency
Where?
venting
Where's it
authorized.
venting? Hopefully not me. Yeah, it vented towards me.
I underestimated you. See, by
But
now
I'm a clone. Oh, those guys are gonna be confused.
Guess you can't have everything.
That will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I hoped.
Okay. This is gonna suck. Alright. So, let's get through here.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn.
We need to
found
get
it.
this started.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting
Good.
repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
I may never see this place again, but
And done.
put some traps down. Alright. I'm gonna reset that down. I thought it was a goodie. Okay. Wow. Lounge staff, admin, another incident. This morning, unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example. Security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well-behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond. I feel like the upper world was shutting down as they spoke, so no, they couldn't send you Polish translators. We need support too. Another admin. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient, and mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails. So yes, this is a very stressful situation. It sounds like the apocalypse is coming to a close. So these people are starting to get really agitated. Let's open this.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
That's weird. Chill water. Maybe. Nope. Not coolant. That would not. Restock or else. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage veritals, I'm going to lose it. Please respond, and this time, no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? Wow. These scientists must be really stressed to be acting like babies, and I could understand that. The entire world hinges on the work they do here. Soundproofing! Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in lounge. Just a thought. Can you imagine if you are sitting in here
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an
and you hear
important
sobbing
message regarding the
and
purpose of
screaming?
your visit.
That would suck. That would be the worst. Just, it's common sense. Soundproof the room. It's
This place.
A holographic theater.
ZD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Okay. I guess cutscene. Good.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us.
Screaming and crying.
Here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth
Then how come it wasn't destroyed?
Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option.
But it's been hundreds of years.
The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle.
Because hope.
Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris.
Okay, out. I don't... If the entire world was already destroyed, life found a way, but maybe the robots themselves hibernated.
That makes sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
I'm not sure. Either all of this buildup of sediment inside of these buildings is saying thousands of years have passed by, right? So maybe Zero Day already happened, or the robots were somehow stopped. We can only hope. But what is the Project Zero Dawn? Is it just clone babies and spit them out? And feed them? Are we all just clones of people?
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
What's this say?
It is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them?
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life produced some bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That asshole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
There's a dead guy? God, yeah, I would be pissed off too, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Good. We're too close to let tribal primitives stop us now. The data points, what did they contain?
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Want to discuss? Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke? A tobacco cigarette. Sorry, darling. My taste for a classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty, too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know.
That's pretty bad.
Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just...
Yeah, in one of the project sites, they talked about how the coffee makers had like this monopoly and they're fighting each other. And they purposely started conflicts between the two groups. Consular guidelines. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicate acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuum of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate the fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm. Addendum B1, an unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital lunar or undersea structures, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel, though, so the candidate can be monitored for attempts to self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to Presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note the real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted. So, they're trying to get a handle on the situation. I don't know what the candidates are for, but my assumption...
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Okay. Yeah, so my assumption is that maybe these are going to be important figures that are going to be used to repopulate the world? I don't know. They didn't say to repopulate. What is Project Zero Dawn?
I think there is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
Yeah, there's an assortment of people.
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm? The Pharaoh Plague? I understand it is terrible. But it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
We're trying to preserve human civilization in a library of some sort. Maybe.
You previously worked for Pharaoh Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits.
What's going on here?
God,
yeah, no limits to them. I know, the machines are endless, but why?
ZDO2 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
Where? There she is.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere.
Old in this one.
An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose.
Hephaestus?
Now these aren't AIs, but make no mistake. Each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all.
Hephaestus got corrupted.
We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can
Hades
build
got corrupted
itself.
too.
Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together.
I think I heard something about that.
How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned
they all have
seas,
a purpose.
To the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stocks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future
like all
real.
These landmarks, they tell us the tower, the Minerva Tower that generates the code to stop.
So, the whole Earth.
Oh my
destroyed.
God.
But then...
By Gaia.
Remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Good.
Elizabeth did this. For life.
But
for us.
Gaia saw a need for me to exist.
Why Hades, then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the Archive of Knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
But Gaia saw a need for Aloy. Gaia saw a need for Dr. Sobek. Let's see what's going on in this facility. I'll read this. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you, and at this point, please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week. So, a week is 168 hours. I think. That's what I recall. So, half of their time is spent working on this project, which, for something that will reconstitute the Earth, that seems actually quite small. But they're doing their best. And our communication with the family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred into Elysium's sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. So they had faults, but they didn't expect to repopulate. Gaia was going to make that decision. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you'll be confined indefinitely. You'll be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. So detainees could try to survive. Medical euthanasia. The information you will have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you're ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. It feels like they had no choice, but they did kind of have a choice. Die, decline, or save the world, and not live to see it. More guidelines. Counselor guidelines. For debriefing after Presentation 2, it is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they are selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project chance of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objection as normal. Even admiral responses. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise in the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When the candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles, G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent. When the process is scheduled to take place, no one will be euthanized against his or her will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision is made. I mean, is final. I mean, this is horrible, but makes sense.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
That's so sad. Lucky guy. Atonement. I don't know.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this, but the damage is too great, too extensive.
Well, it worked.
Too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You'd grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized.
Am I sterile?
A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
Susan Alpert is just a negative Nancy. It clearly worked.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security. For your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's...
Too bad.
Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time.
You can't leave
now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What are you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
A preserved footprint? How does that work? Well, clearly he's a negative Nancy too. Guys, just work on the project. You should have worked on the project. Anything else to check out around here? Like a power cell. Or a shackle. Stranded shackles. Huh. There's no way to get through here. Oh, there is. Just duck. Get up. Ah. It's a euthanasia room. Corpse completely gone because, you know, people degrade over time. Let's continue on with this story. This dark rabbit hole that we have walked through. No one else is here, but I'm glad they gave me a fire starter.
Now this thing is dangerous.
Let's see what else happened.
Intruder! Get her!
Whatever you do.
So you guys were gonna try. I'm glad I had that. Thanks for your fire starters too. Intruder, get her. Well, this is my place, not yours.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this
prisoner
counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am. That ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too. Just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Travis Tate seems like a psychopath. Sociopath? I don't know.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair. Not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Yes. That's a good outlook. Let's continue on. Looks like we have another puzzle. Left, up. Left, up, left, down, right, down. Wait. Left, up, left, down, right.
Done. I should check the door near. There's a part missing.
Hey,
there's a storage area
I'm done
nearby.
with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
There's a part missing. I need to find a part. What part? Oh. I can climb up. Which way? This way? How do we get up there? Am I stupid? Maybe I can get up there through here. No? Okay. Can't. Maybe through this way. Because, you know, it's a side door. Or duck under this. Maybe here.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this, and then...
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic, attenuated future.
Good on you.
Offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe, anyway.
Good on you, Tom Peach. You're such a peach. I did it!
That did it. Door should have power.
Now to see
it
what lies beyond it.
It was a reverse reciprocal. It was like super inverse. It wasn't just normal inverse. It was total inverse. Okay. Let's continue on. Oh! Hey friend, I didn't get to bring my fire starter with me, but...
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach
Not
it?
without killing everybody.
So much for avoiding contact. Get it while I can.
Here, the girl.
No, you didn't see me. There we go. Can I get up there?
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Okay, yeah, we have to get Gaia. You're right, Silence. For once. I want to loot this guy.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs, for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulations, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical at places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
She got corrupted.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that?
Don't know.
Why indeed?
Okay, well, let's figure out some more. I mean, wow. Yeah, Hephaestus got corrupted somehow. From Elizabeth Sobek. Mail. To from Elizabeth Sobek. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as a Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for AM Foundry Core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail, consult with Iomide Okilo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes, so any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Elizabeth. Okay, so yeah, the Minerva towers will deactivate. Hephaestus will build machines to reconstitute the environment. But that went wrong. I can deactivate it? Here.
I think this is it. Elizabeth
That's
Sobek's
weird.
office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Will always be a way.
More Eclipse.
Careful now.
But I think I'm gonna have to end the episode here. I hope all you cats enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!